As global weather patterns become less predictable, winter storms become more frequent and their impact more acute. For electricity networks, that means greater potential for trees to strike power lines and cause costly outages. Reporter Nick Wallis visited NM Group to understand how they're using big data to predict those network problems before they happen.
When extreme weather hits, the UK's network of power lines is vulnerable. One of the biggest threats comes from vegetation, which can be unstable and unpredictable. Maintaining a robust supply of electricity to UK homes and businesses is a 24/7 challenge.
If we knew with a high degree of confidence what trees might fall down under certain prevailing wind conditions, then we would be able to focus some attention on those trees in advance of them doing so. Because when trees do fall down, what happens, you get a much more extensive damage to the overhead line. It often snaps poles, breaks the conductor, so the amount of effort and time to repair that circuit exponentially increases.
Snapshot surveys, unfortunately, can only tell you so much.
Now, this tree is an obvious potential threat to the power line below it, but is it an imminent threat? What environmental factors could cause it to fall in, say, the next 6 months? And if it does, which way is it likely to fall?
The answer is vegetation analytics. Vegetation analytics works by taking vast amounts of data about the location, structure, and health of tree species around power lines, then layering that information with analyses of weather patterns, terrain, soil type, and drainage. The result is a rich visual model of the environment around each power line and enough predictive detail to calibrate the risk profile of each individual tree canopy.
Vegetation analytics is a service that NM Group provide which takes in a lot of big data sets, so weather data, utility data, a lot of survey data, and this can be subsequent years of historic data. We bring all of that in, we process it through machine learning methods to provide predictive information on what the state of vegetation will be like at any time in the future.
Vegetation analytics is the result of a collaboration between NM Group and the University of Durham.
We're talking about genuine collaboration between the industry sector trying to understand how the science works, and we're talking about the scientists trying to understand what is the value proposition within the company. The most exciting part for us is to be able to use, if you like, some of the latest technologies and data that are being acquired by the company and to be able to work on those, and for the company to be able to use some of our knowledge and some of our established work that's been published and peer-reviewed, and to develop that and adapt it for use in the power industry sector.
For the first time, vegetation analytics puts a real-time picture of the potential problems around a power line into a single powerful package.
What we're talking about really is being able to predict forwards. So it means the most optimal decisions can be made when it comes to how many trees need to be managed or cut back, to how many people need to be on the ground. And you can do all of that with a data analytics service. So you haven't even got to go out into the field. There's cost savings from there, there's efficiency savings, and the impact, of course, is a more reliable network because you're using very, very accurate data that's been processed from a number of different sources to give that really granular picture.
NM Group has already trialled the service on 3 continents, and it's been shown to provide an 80% accuracy rate in its predictive capability. The result is less time out of the office, better work prioritisation, and more efficient operations, mitigating the costs incurred when a weather event leaves its mark.